Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're diving into a really tricky question, one that gets right to the heart of professional trust. What happens when your duty to one client smashes right into your duty to another? Yeah, we're talking about the minefield of conflicts of interest, and we're going to map out exactly how to navigate it. Okay, let's make this super real with a high-stakes scenario. Picture this. You're a property advisor. Two different clients, client A and client B, both hire you to help them buy the exact same building. You're getting paid by both of them to help them win. So, what on earth do you do now?
Well, your professional duty is simple, right? Get the best possible deal for each client. But wait a minute, only one of them can get the property. That creates a totally impossible situation, a direct clash. And that tension right there, that is the very definition of a conflict of interest. So how in the world do professionals deal with this mess? It all starts with one single, non-negotiable rule. You could call it the golden rule of conflicts.
The professional standard couldn't be clearer. The default answer is just a hard no. You must not act. You have to walk away. Unless, and this is a huge unless, a very specific, very rigorous condition can be met.
Now, what's really interesting is that the official standard doesn't just lump all conflicts into one big, messy bucket. No, it gets super specific, breaking them down into three distinct types. And if you can understand these three, you'll be able to spot them out in the wild.
So, let's break down these three main categories. You'll see these pop up across all sorts of professional standards, and trust me, each one presents its own unique ethical puzzle.
First up, we've got the party conflict. This is our classic scenario from the beginning, right? You're acting for two or more clients who are basically fighting over the same thing. Your duty to help client A is completely at odds with your duty to help client B.
Second, there's the own interest conflict. This is where your professional duty to your client could be swayed by your own personal gain. Like if you'd make a massive commission for recommending a deal that you know isn't actually the best option for your client.
And last but not least, the confidential information conflict. This one's tricky. It's when you have some crucial piece of information that would help one client, but you are ethically and legally bound to keep it secret for another client. It's like you're stuck in an information paradox.
Okay, so with all these strict rules, is it ever possible to move forward when a conflict pops up? The answer is yes. But, and it's a big but, only through a very narrow, very carefully managed loophole.
You can only proceed if you get what's called informed consent. And let me be clear, this is not just a casual, yeah, sure, go ahead. It is a formal, documented process that has to involve every single person who might be affected by the conflict.
So what exactly is informed consent? It means your client only agrees to move forward after you've laid all the cards on the table. They have to understand all the facts, the exact nature of the conflict, and most importantly, all the potential risks to them. They have to willingly accept those risks with their eyes wide open. And getting this consent follows a very deliberate step-by-step path. First, you spot the conflict. Second, you explain every single important fact. No holding back. Third, you have to make absolutely sure they get the risks. And only then, once all that is done, can you get their willing, documented consent, something you can prove you got later on.
And check out this quote, because it really shows how serious this is. In any dispute, the burden of proof isn't on the client to say they didn't know. Nope. It's on the professional to prove that they got full informed consent. That's a really high bar, and it's there for a darn good reason.
But look, managing conflicts isn't just about one person making the right call. To really work, the safeguards have to be systemic. They need to be built right into the DNA of the company itself.
And again, the professional standard makes this mandatory. It's not enough to just hope people do the right thing. Every regulated firm is required to have solid systems and controls in place to find and manage these issues before they can blow up.
One of the key tools here is something called an information barrier. Honestly, you can just think of it as an ethical wall inside a company. It's a whole set of procedures, both physical and digital, that seals off different teams to make sure confidential info just cannot leak between people working for competing clients.
And these barriers, they're just one part of a much bigger system. A truly effective setup includes keeping meticulous records of every decision, constantly monitoring to make sure the controls are actually working, and having super clear procedures so that everyone in the firm knows how to spot a potential conflict early.
So why? Why all this complexity? Why the strict rules, the mandatory systems, all the paperwork?
Well, it all comes down to the very foundation of what it even means to be a professional. At the end of the day, all these rules exist to protect people, to protect clients and the public. They're designed to guarantee that professional advice is totally objective and completely independent, free from any hidden agendas or personal gain. It's all about building confidence and trust. This whole framework is absolutely essential for creating trust in our markets, from real estate all the way to finance. And it kind of leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? Now that you know what to look for, where might some of these hidden conflicts of interest be affecting the advice that you receive in your own life? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.